Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from the Caregiving Years Training Academy. Today is National Caregivers Day. It is Friday, February 21st. So, for all of you who care, thank you so much for all you do. I was in Nashville this week for a conference on digital health, and the conference was Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. I didn't make it back on Wednesday because there was snow in Nashville and it kind of threw everything off. But on Monday, I spent the whole day at the conference, including the happy hour that's at the end of the day. And I happened to be sitting at a table that just by accident happened to be by where they set up the open bar and moved food to nibble on. So I was sitting there thinking, this is such good luck. I can't believe I picked this spot of all spots to sit in before knowing what would be next to me in these spots. And I was sitting waiting for a colleague to come and meet me when someone with food came over to me and said, "Can I sit with you?" She said, "I saw your name tag when I was getting in line." She said, "I was so hoping that no one would sit with you so I could sit with you. I'm so interested in what you do to support family caregivers." I mean, that that rarely happens. I go to a lot of conferences and that rarely happens. So I said, "Okay, yeah, sure, please sit with me." She works at a large university health system and she's a family caregiver. And a couple years ago, she tried to start something to support family caregivers, and it was too hard for her to do while she was so overwhelmed with her own caregiving experience, plus managing a full-time job, plus raising three kids. So we started talking about what are the needs of family caregivers, especially within health systems, and what's the solution. And we really came up with something pretty interesting. So we're going to keep in touch. Then the next morning, I was eating breakfast. I never miss food when I'm at a conference. I was eating breakfast and it's always crowded. You're just looking for an empty seat. So I found an empty seat and it was at a table with a young woman and a young man. And they were talking about a digital health solution. It's a digital health conference. And so I was happy to just sit and enjoy my meal. I didn't need to insert myself in the conversation. It's okay. But the young woman turned to me and said, "Oh, what are you here for? What do you do?" And so I started telling her a little bit, and then she started sharing what she does. And it actually is the solution that the family caregiver and I talked about the evening before. So I'm going to keep in touch with her to see what we can put together. I say that because the puzzle pieces are aligning in a really interesting way these days. As someone who has been in this space of supporting family caregivers since 1990, it'll be just about 35 years this summer, I have seen lots of changes, but I haven't necessarily seen lots of alignment. And now I see alignment, and I see it in a really interesting way. How we can insert support and resources for family caregivers when they meet with their physicians, when their carrie is in the emergency room, when their carrie is hospitalized. A lot of people talk about how family caregivers don't self-identify. Now, that's made me crazy for 23 years. It makes me crazy because we do. Just because we don't call ourselves a family caregiver doesn't mean we aren't showing up within the systems as a family caregiver. When we're in the emergency room with our carrie, all the staff sees us as the one who knows the medical history, who can do advocacy, who can answer questions, provide information. They see the family caregiver, and yet they have no mechanism in place to share resources to help that family caregiver in that system. That's what we have to change. And that's what we talked about on Monday night and on Tuesday morning. And that's what I'm working toward. And it's actually building off something that I've been trying to do, oh, well, only for a year, but it feels like forever, which is to really think through how do we create a specialty physician practice that serves family caregivers. Family caregivers have very unique needs. And if we have physicians who understand how to serve the needs of patients who are family caregivers, we can intervene effectively to make sure that the family caregiver who's a patient has the support and care and resources that they need. So I tell you all this because now's the time to think about adding in our training in your desire to make a difference to support family caregivers. I regularly hear how hard it is for individuals to do this alone. It is hard to do alone. Hence, the family caregiver I connected with on Monday night, she wanted to do it, but it was hard to do alone. It is hard to do it on your own, which is one of the benefits of joining the training programs. I want to give you a little bit of an overview and then really share an invitation to join us. If you're thinking about supporting family caregivers through a small business, we have choices for you based on your budget. For instance, our professional listening artist course is $500, and we teach you how to offer listening sessions to clients. And I know family caregivers want a good listener in their life because they tell me. I know that listening matters because I do different projects, particularly the Caregiving Listener Project, that collects data around what happens when a family caregiver connects to a good listener. I truly believe that there is room between no support and going to a counselor for peer support. And that is the professional listening artist. When you launch a business as a professional listening artist, you offer listening as a service, but it's a low-cost option to therapy. It is much more flexible than therapy, and it's easier to access than therapy. That course will take you just about 30 hours to complete. And again, that's $500. Our specialist training is to become a virtual assistant to support family caregivers. We all know there is much to schedule and organize during a caregiving experience. As a specialist, you become that virtual assistant that helps the family caregiver with their to-do list, that helps the family caregiver organize the schedule, create the routine. And that course is $500 as well. Our Comfort Care Family Coach program is specific to supporting a family caregiver once the caree starts palliative care. I have a model that stages the caregiving experience. And for the Comfort Care Family Coach, I think of starting to support the family caregiver when they're in stage 4, which is the pragmatic caregiver, and then supporting them through the transitioning stage and then into the Godspeed caregiver stage. So this is a very specific coaching program around really stepping in to support the family caregiver when we're really getting toward the last couple years of a caree's life. And then the Certified Caregiving Consultant program is our premier program for coaching and consulting with family caregivers. The Educator program is the next level up after the consultant training. We have a special going on right now to provide you with extra support to complete our Certified Caregiving Consultant training program. We also offer an opportunity to connect with potential clients through a marketing event. The deadline to enroll to receive these extra support services is February 24th. Let me tell you what it is. Okay, so our consultant training is 101 hours. It includes master classes that take a deeper dive into the caregiving experience. It's the 6 stages of caregiving. It's the 19 caregiving systems. It's the 12 caregiving fatigues. These are all concepts I've created and tested over the past, well, the 6 stages I developed in 1997, so almost 30 years. I like to give you the perspective of what it is that you're achieving through the consultant training. It's like six semesters of college. And it's the perfect complement to your personal caregiving experience because you enter the training with insights about why the experience is like it is. You enter the training speaking the language of caregiving, which is so important. Family caregivers want to connect to someone else who gets it. That's you. And then our training gives you a universal perspective of the caregiving experience and equips you with tools and programs you can offer to clients once you graduate and become certified. It's a combination of learning about the experience and then practicing connecting with family caregivers through one-on-one sessions, through group coaching, and through a course that you create. We want you to actually experience what it's like so you feel comfortable doing it after the training. So it's a nice blend of learning and doing. I'd love to help you complete this program in a timely basis. And so what we're doing is adding in a study hall that happens every week. During study hall, we'll talk about each module. There are 9 modules, so we'll meet for 9 weeks. During the time that we get together, we'll talk about the module, and we'll also talk about staying on track with your assignments and exercises. It is the perfect blend of accountability plus gaining extra insights into the training program. The reason that I ask you to enroll on or before February 24th is because we're going to start March 6th. So you want to complete the first module before we meet March 6th. And then after that, you work on the second module. We meet the second Wednesday in March and so on. And we finish on April 30th with the idea that you would complete our live training on May 3rd. There's another event that we do with consultants to help them connect with potential clients, and that's an event called Coaching for Caregivers. So when you enroll on or before February 24th, you can also participate in this event, and it's something that we would schedule during week 8. You become a certified caregiving consultant, you participate in coaching for caregivers, and it gives you an opportunity to connect with potential clients. We know this is a popular event because family caregivers who attend it say they would recommend it to others. So the live training would be May 3rd, and that's 8 hours. So you complete 9 modules, attending a weekly study hall or watching the recording of the weekly study hall. And then once you're done with the 9 modules, you're ready to join me for live training where you really practice what you've learned. Because the goal is for you to be certified by May 15th. Okay. People ask me this all the time. Can't I do this myself? Why do I need your training? And so I just like to remind folks that I save you time. I have tested everything that's included in the training, which saves you time. So for instance, at the end of the training, you have 5 planning sessions that you can use with clients that I know work. You don't have to try to figure it out. What's the program that I'm going to offer? What's the price point? I help you with all that. On a regular basis, I have individuals who say to me, I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to do this myself. And then they come back and enroll in the training because it's hard to do it by yourself. When you're done with the training, you're ready to enroll paying clients. And it's really nice to feel confident and comfortable in the skills you're going to use with clients because that means you show up in your coaching sessions your best self. You're bringing your best into your work with family caregivers. You can feel confident in your ability to deliver an excellent experience. Okay, so there's 3 levels to our Certified Caregiving Consultant training. The bronze level is if you already might work with family caregivers and you want to add in a training, or if you feel really comfortable with marketing and you feel like I'm ready to launch a business, I know how to do this, I just need this training. The silver level adds in additional support when you're starting a small business. You connect with mentors that we have available through the program. The mentors are certified caregiving consultants who we call our skills consultants, and they help you along the way and provide extra support. In our silver level, you earn the designation of certified caregiving consultant plus certified caregiving facilitator, which is our program to lead support groups, and certified caregiving educator, which is the program that teaches you how to deliver the 6 caregiving stages in your community or online, and offers you opportunity to be a trainer in some of our other programs. And as a trainer, we share revenue with you. So it's another revenue generating opportunity. And then the gold is to achieve the Master Caregiving Consultant designation and receive support to write a book and develop a CEU approved workshop. Okay, I like to be really transparent about pricing. So here's what it looks like. So the bronze is $2,500 and you can pay it in full in 3 payments or 6 payments. And I like to give you this perspective. When I went through life coach training in 2004, that program was probably 80 to 90 hours, and I paid $5,000 for it. And that program is now just about $11,000. So when you're looking at a life coach training program, a good one, you're going to pay a lot more than that, $2,500. So it's a good price. And the reason that I price it the way I do is I think about $30 per one CEU, and then I give you a little break. So for instance, one CEU that costs $30 would price that bronze level at about $3,000. And then I give you a little break. And then the silver level, which includes support group leader training and delivering the 6 caregiving stages as a workshop, is $3,750, or 3 payments or 6 payments. So you can pay it in full or pay it off in 3 payments or in 6 payments. And then our highest priced program is the gold. And that's where you receive additional support to write a book and create a CEU approved workshop. You also receive additional coaching sessions with me, one-on-one opportunities to connect with me for support around the training material, around your marketing plan, and around your work to ensure that you receive extra hands-on support. And again, you can pay it off in 3 payments or 6 payments. Okay, I always just like to remind everybody it's hard work. I've done a lot of hard work to put into this training program, but it's still hard work. It's always hard work when you start something. I think it's helpful to have added in this study hall so you know you're not alone doing this hard work. You're doing this hard work with a cohort, a community of others. After you become certified, we have regular meetings with the consultants. We meet every month, and then we have additional opportunities for you as well. So for instance, there's a small group of consultants who are participating in a pilot program with me. It's the Dementia Care Family Support Pilot Program. We've partnered with a tech startup to use their care planning tool with our coaching sessions, and we're testing what happens when consultants have a tool and how does that impact their ability to create an effective care plan for their clients. In the program, family caregivers receive 5 free coaching sessions to resolve 3 care issues. It's been really successful, and I already have a plan in place for our next pilot program. Okay. And for those of you who are interested and just want to talk it out with me, you can schedule time with me. And for those of you who are joining me live, I can put the link to schedule time with me in the chat room as well. Okay, if you're here live and have a question, feel free to post it in the chat room. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. I'm just going to get that link to my calendar. And put it in the chat room. Okay. Okay, it doesn't seem like those who are joining me live have any questions. So I guess I will close for now. You're welcome to schedule time with me. You're also welcome to put a question in the chat room. I'm happy to connect with you and answer any questions you might have. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. And for those of you who are joining the archive, I'll put the scheduling link to my calendar in the show notes, as well as a link to how you can learn more about our training programs. We'd love to have you join us. We're doing really interesting work, really impactful work. And again, it's invigorating to do it with others. It's hard to do it alone. It's so much easier to do it together. Okay, thanks for all you do. Thanks for being here, those of you who are live. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.